The flower power on this is remarkable. Remarkable.
Hey, welcome to the Plant Show. My name is Art.
I'm Kendahl.
And we're here to talk about
plants.
Azaleas.
Azaleas in particular.
It is time. You see them everywhere blooming. It is azalea time.
It is azalea season, and they are large and in charge. Such a variety of them out there.
Let's get right into the plants.
Let's do it. So, right here we have just a little bouquet of beautiful sampling of, these are encore azalea flowers.
Nice.
But back in the day, back in history, if somebody were to give you a bouquet of azaleas and a black face, that was actually a death threat. So, is that insane?
They had really nice manners back then.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Yeah.
I want to see a mix of the old variety azaleas and some. I don't want to just see encores.
Let's do it. Let's start with some of the old schools. In fact, let's go way back. Let's start with some of the original indica, which back in the day.
Is this George Tabor?
That is George Tabor. Isn't that beautiful? So this is old school, amazing, large growing. They consider these as southern indica varieties, and they get big and beautiful in the landscape.
And you're saying this one was not in that arrangement?
It is not.
Okay, well, we'll get back to twist.
We'll get back. Let's get back.
But it is remarkable how similar.
It is. It really is. But this is an old school, blooms once, gets very large in the landscape. This is your typical southern azalea, indica azalea.
When you say very large, you mean like 5-6 foot wide?
Oh, like 10 foot by 10 foot. You could make a big screen in your backyard with this. Great plant. Fantastic plant.
So there's a whole slew of Gerards.
Oh, yes. This particular one is Gerard's Crimson. Isn't that amazing? Is that just incredible? The color on this,
it is.
The flower power on this is remarkable. Remarkable. It's like everywhere on here.
It's pretty special.
It's just spitting out color. Really amazing. Gerard's Crimson, I love all the Gerards because the Gerards pick up in the wintertime. The foliage get those nice, burgundy tones to them. Great plant. And the Gerards tend to be a little more compact in their growth habit.
Meaning 4 or 5 feet.
At the most, yes. Yeah. And slower growing, more compact.
This is in a 3-gallon now.
That's a 3-gallon container. Yeah, isn't that amazing?
It's probably 2 years old.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It just makes me happy. It just blooms once, but I mean, it's like glowing. It's just absolutely incredible. So this is the classic Satsuki, the Satsuki little Japanese.
Such different foliage.
Isn't it sweet though? It's very nice. This one's kind of fun because he blooms later in the season than some of the other guys do. More like into late May. So he's just starting to open up. Late May, early June. But there's a plethora of little Satsuki azaleas. This is Gumpo. I just love it. Great plant in the landscape.
There's Gumpo white, Gumpo pink.
Gumpo. There's a Gumpo red, which is just a really dark pink. But then there's a lot of Satsuki azaleas, and they're neat in a Japanese garden. They're wonderful in the landscape because they don't get so big. It's a nice, small, contained plant.
We are looking at an azalea festival that's in Japan. They have it every year. This is the one they did last year. And it's going on right now, I think today.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Oh my gracious.
So it's at some shrine.
That's incredible.
I apologize, I don't have notes to see what the name is, Nasuka or something.
Oh my goodness. Art, that's amazing.
That is jam-packed with interesting...
Oh my, what an experience. It's breathtaking. So maybe they're trying to do all 10,000 cultivars in one area. That's amazing. Wow.
I know. Let's look at some azaleas closer to home.
Okay. This is an interesting landscape. Kind of a natural looking landscape.
So a couple days ago, I told you, let's talk about azaleas.
Yes.
And so you hopped in the truck, you drove around the neighborhood.
Right in the neighborhood, literally right across the street.
And all the pictures came from that one.
Yeah.
So this is little Suffolk, Virginia here.
Isn't that awesome?
All right, why is this interesting? You've got some...
I think it's interesting because it's natural. They've kind of allowed this to naturalize, and they have obviously plants that are not indigenous to Virginia, but it's kind of wild looking. I kind of dig this. This is kind of fun. It's not a meticulously kept landscape, but I like it. So this, I feel like in this here,
that thing is like showing off.
Yeah, they're right there in full bloom. Absolutely beautiful. This is kind of a fun,
very typical, very nice. Mm-hmm.
And they're just gonna leave the Christmas,
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Very similar application.
We just went all azaleas. We love azaleas. Let's just go with azaleas.
But not all the same color.
I think it's kind of fun.
I agree.
They've kind of...
There's so many different reds.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could make a Pantone gradation palette around your house.
I think this is kind of fun. It's very interesting.
Wow.
That's someone's entrance, literally.
That's been there a while.
Welcome to my driveway. This is my house.
That is so southern.
Classic. Oh, I love this.
I know that house.
this makes me so happy because they have them...
Grandma's yard.
They have them huge out at the street, but yet you can kind of see through this little vignette, and then they have more smaller, welcoming azaleas at their front door.
To me, that's what azaleas are all about.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Encore give you that.
No. But
it can give you this.
Sure. It can.
It can do that.
Yes.
Amazing. I don't know if actually they bloom that strong, but I think they do.
That's a very beautiful welcome to your front door for spring. That's very pretty. I know you recognize this house from across the street. I think the reason I like this because of the color of the house, and that they just chose...
They have style.
They just chose that, boom, just go for it. Bright purple azalea right there in front of the house. This is what I'm talking. This is just a naturalized wall of azalea, and they're just letting it just grow and just be beautiful. Be an azalea. Looks like some hollies in there that are blooming. I love it.
So if you've got some history, some photos, anything, please share it with us. We want to know you.
We would love to see it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking all those pictures.
Since we mentioned that azaleas had a little bit of a toxicity.
Yes.
This one also, I thought we would just go with that theme for toxicity.
Okay.
This is a Dieffenbachia that we're not going to eat, but we're going to love this in our home. It is a great, super easy plant to grow in the house. Look how large that leaf is, which means low light, perfect in the house. It's going to give off a lot of oxygen. This is a good plant inside the home.
What's for the glitter on
air quality. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody had a little bit of fun. But Dieffenbachia is a great plant. I like it because of that bold looking foliage on there. Isn't it nice? So for Wallworthy this week.
Heavy lifting here.
Yeah. This is
not azalea tone.
No, this is holly tone is really for all of our acidic, preferring plants in our area. Camellias, hollies, azaleas, great fertilizer. Micronutrient rich. It just seemed appropriate to go with azaleas this week. Not going to burn them because it's not a harsh product. So
when do you put it on?
I do it kind of heavy in the spring and then maybe like a half rate in the fall. Just a few handfuls, nothing fancy, but it's a good fertilizer for your azaleas. Keep them happy for a long time. Azaleas like a rich soil, but they want it to be dry.
Yeah.
They're not too crazy about heavy clay or sand.
If you have mulch, do you pull the mulch away?
No. You can put it right on. It'll be taken in every time it rains by the root system. So, yeah, love some old holly tone.
All right, we're going to play a game.
Okay.
This game is called Azaleas A to Z.
Okay. Oh.
So we've got a stack of cards.
Okay.
And I don't know how this is going to go. We're going to pull a card.
Okay.
And then you got to come up with a word or phrase that starts with the letter or features the letter.
Okay.
About azalea.
Okay.
All right, pick a card.
Whew. Okay. I can't
There
see.
you go.
Okay.
The letter S. Turn it around so they can see.
Okay. One of my favorite Encore azaleas is a variety called Starburst. And we don't grow it, but hopefully we will one day. But it's a beautiful, variegated, like kind of a salmon and white color.
Okay.
Awesome.
H. I hope we sell all our azaleas. I really hope. All right, I got one for you.
Okay.
Letter A.
Ooh, A. Amagasa.
I was
Amagasa.
going to say Azalea.
No, we're talking about
Awesome.
Azaleas. Azaleas are awesome, but Amagasa is an awesome Satsuki variety with huge red flowers on it. Awesome.
Letter T.
Oh, I can tell you.
Terrific.
They're terrific. Okay, so the reason that the breeding finally came all together with
Yes.
Buddy Lee was because a friend of his brought him an azalea from Taiwan called Old Hamiai, and he crossbred those.
You win that one.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we got some more.
Okay.
How many more letters do you want to
M.
do? M.
Ooh, that's a Macranza Monarch. There's several M variety. Mhm.
Yeah.
Monarch is a big salmon one. Macranza is an old variety, old school variety of azalea. 2 more. I'm down for 2. I got it. I'm ready.
You've got F and I've got C.
Okay, F. They're flippin' fabulous.
Watch your language.
Man, that's a tough
Formosa.
one. You gave me. Oh, you took the. Yeah, that's a good one. Formosa. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. C. Ooh, Carnival.
Okay.
Carnival.
I gotta think of
Nice
something.
smaller variety. I didn't bring Carnival in here.
They're pretty cool.
They are pretty darn cool.
All right, that was our Azalea A to Z.
That's a fun game. My toes.
Now let's watch a plant pop film.
My mom always loved plants. Like, we always have plants all around our house. My mom is an immigrant from El Salvador, so is my dad. And in El Salvador, it's very tropical. So I feel like, for the most part, a lot of immigrant people that come here to the US and live in like really dry areas like Southern California, they try to recreate their homes from what their homes look like back at home. Especially like here in South Central LA, if you drive down the street, you can always spot out who are the immigrant houses because they have so many plants. You know, like outside, they're like growing in their balcony, they're growing like crazy, they're like taking over their house. When I was a kid, I never really cared for them because I think I just didn't appreciate them like I do as an adult. And so as an adult, I was like, oh my God, I get it. I get why my mom has this fascination with plants.
That was amazing.
I love that girl.
I want to meet
the
her.
plant chica.
I want to go into her place.
Well, first you need to watch the rest of the film.
Okay, I will.
Now, any last words?
You know, we have talked this whole time about azaleas. What is an azalea, Art?
It's a shrub.
It is a rhododendron.
A rhodie.
Yeah. All azaleas are rhododendron by genus. We talked about how many species there are, how many amazing cultivars there are, but
It's
it is a
interesting.
rhododendron. At the end of the day, it is a rhododendron.
Recently, I think rhododendrons are the forgotten man in the nursery business.
Yes.
They've just really
In
been ignored.
and in some parts of the
So
country,
the traditional rhododendron, not the
Yes.
azalea rhododendron.
right, where we live, it is very difficult for us to grow rhododendrons because we are flat, we are heavy clay soil. Rhododendrons are indigenous to slopes, hillsides, mountains, and they thrive. We just went last week, we were in the mountains of Virginia, and we just drove through just amazing colonies of rhododendron out in the mountains. But here, not so much.
There's been, I think my point stands. There's so much attention that's gone to azaleas, abelias, spirea, hydrangea,
Rhododendron, yeah, it's kind of
even boxwood now.
new genetics in boxwood.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. A lot of them.
like getting left behind.
I'm sure it's being talked about. It's under discussion somewhere.
Maybe so.
Okay, we'll find out.
And when it comes out, we'll have
We'll
it.
share
We'll
it
talk
with you.
about it.
That's right.
Lord willing. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.